Okay, it's recording.
Just so, well, the other stuff I didn't know would be super important. But that way, Narelle, because I know she had answered or asked a question and she is not able to get on. So anyway, okay. So let's go through these really fast. Brandy had asked how to choose who to offer the opportunity to because she wants to choose with meaning, which I think is a really good question. And Cheryl, if you have anything to add in, or anybody at any time, if you have any thing to add in, please do, because I want this to be kind of like an open Q&A where you can ask things and feel like you can chime in with your suggestions. Obviously, you want to offer the opportunity to everyone, especially people who are your customers. That's definitely going to be people who will probably want to join your team because they already love the products and they've already tried the products. And if you guys have not been on Bree's weekly calls, she talked a little bit last week about whenever you're talking with somebody, starting off with like puppy talk and getting to know them and just making small talk. And usually whenever you're having a conversation with someone, at some point when you're talking to them, they will start expressing a need for something. Maybe they need extra money, or maybe they're going to tell you their car broke down or something like that. And that is when you can kind of slide in there and offer a solution. You have a solution to help people make extra money on the side. And that's when you can kind of offer the opportunity and discuss that with them. So I don't know, Cheryl, did you have anything else to say really with that question? Or Brandy, do you have any more to add to your question? I don't know.
No, y'all know, you and Cheryl know, I've been personally bitten in the butt by asking the wrong person. So,
yeah. Every single customer. No matter what, when in my follow-up, that is a part of my follow-up. If you buy any sort of product from me, you're going to get asked. I don't care who you are, you're going to get asked, like, hey, why don't you join me? Why aren't you doing this? Every single person. It is a part of my follow-up. I do it differently every time because sometimes I send it in a note card, like a handwritten note. Sometimes I send it in an email. Sometimes it's a voice message. But I ask every single person who ever buys a product from me. And anyone who contacts me about buying a product, I don't care what they ask me about, they get asked to join. Every single one of them. And I have had people get upset about people who have joined with me. And I just move right on. Like, I just ask them anyway, because, I mean, if you don't ask them, somebody else will. And I've had that happen too. And
yes,
yeah, when I'm sitting there and I'm watching someone and I'm like, I can't believe I thought about asking them forever, but I didn't want to make so-and-so mad. And they didn't even sign up with so-and-so. They signed up with somebody that none of us know, like somebody she didn't even know. I mean, sometimes I'll ask, like, how did you meet that person? And they'll tell me, oh, she just hosted a party for my friend. And I'm like, you know me, like, are you serious? But I ask everyone, I mean, period. If I talk to them about it, now if they ask me and they still go sign up with someone else, then they still go sign up with someone else. But I ask every single person now, like, who in any way, shape, or form expresses any interest in the products or a business.
Yes. And, I want to add to that again. I used to like kind of think, okay, I need to ask people who I know who wear makeup, who, think would do good with this, things like that. And actually that's not the case at all. I can tell you majority of the people who have joined my team are not ever the people who I would expect to, like, if you would ask me who would join your makeup team, I would have picked out a list full of people, and those people like have never bought from me and are my customer, so you can't prejudge anything. And yeah, ask everybody. And like Cheryl said, if you don't ask, somebody else will. So make sure you offer that opportunity. Okay, I guess we'll go on. Let me see. What did Kim say? Sorry, Kim. I'm trying to open the messages.
How do you ask?
How do you ask? I mentioned to it later. Then she said a while later her friend sells it. Well, you definitely need to, like I said, build that relationship first, because you don't want to just cold message somebody about the opportunity. If you do something like that, they're probably just going to turn you down and be like, no, you're spammy. So talk to them first, make a conversation, find a common ground that you can talk to them about. I mean, their life, something about their kids, something, anything. And then over time, like I said, you'll be able to offer the opportunity.
If I know someone is interested in the opportunity and we've talked about it, or they tell me that, oh, well, yeah, but I have another friend who sells it, I don't know who I'm going to sign up with or something like that, I always tell them, especially now, I always say choosing your sponsor, choosing someone who you feel like will train you and support you and love you through this is the way to go. Because if you don't choose someone who is going to do that and you're not on that team, you're not going to go where you want to go. If you're just choosing a team just to choose it, you're not going to go where you want to go. You need to make sure that that person is there. And I tell people, like, if that's not me for you, that's fine. But you need to know that when you sign up with me, you're not just getting me, you're getting me and Becca, and you're going to get so much training. Like, we are going to try everything in our power to help you reach your goals. So I make sure I tell people that now.
Yeah.
And if they still go sign up somewhere else, then they do. Like, nothing I can do about it. But
yeah,
I make sure that I tell them like what they're going to get if they sign up with me.
Yes. And one other thing I will add to is where we say sign up or follow up with every customer. I had seen in Bree's meeting last week, someone said, what happens if you know they sell another product? And usually, for me, if I knew someone was big with some other company, I would be like, oh, they're kind of doing their own thing, so I'm just not going to ask them or offer the unique opportunity to them. But I have since changed my mind on that because I had somebody who is very big in a different company. And she messaged me about the presenter kit and was like, I need to get this kit. I'm really interested in it and things like that. So don't ever count anybody out because you never know what their intentions are. And Bree also added, you never know when, maybe that other company, it looks like they're big time in it or something like that. Or really serious with it, but it might be time for them to move on to something else. So you never know, and you don't want to count out offering them the opportunity just because you think they're already doing something.
Well, yeah, and she even mentioned the fact that she was, not high up, but she was up there in another company and was looking for something else because it was, even though she was making money, even though she was doing well, it was not what she needed. It was not what drove her. And I'll add, I have girls on my team, several of them who sell other things, and they may not ever be, elite status or anything like that, but they're going to keep my circle sales up because they have sales every month or they purchase for themselves enough to keep that 125 rolling average. And it keeps them their discount and it keeps my circle sales where they need to be. So, I mean, prejudging and saying, oh, well, she sells something even similar, because I'll have girls who sell things like that are somewhat similar and they just keep buying makeup for themselves because they love the makeup. So that's worth it to me.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Kim had asked the question, how do you offer the opportunity when speaking on the phone? And I'm not really exactly sure what you meant by that, Kim, but I definitely wanted to tell you first off that you want to get to know the person first. So I would definitely establish a relationship with them. If it's somebody that you know over the phone or even that you don't know, I definitely would try and get them to add you on Facebook if they have a Facebook. And that way you can start messaging with them and kind of connecting with them, commenting on their posts, things like that before you just offer the opportunity to them. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. I wasn't really sure what you meant by that. If you have anything to say, Kim, just type that in and I will check that. If not, I'm going to go on to Narelle's question. Even though she's not on, it might be.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say was a lot of times you say add somebody on Facebook or tell them to join your Facebook page. And especially if you're right there with them, hand them your phone or whatever and say, I've done it many times with Becca standing there, and she hands them the phone or whatever. Her phone is like, can you find yourself on my phone? And of course, everybody's going to like, oh, I can find me. And So they start scrolling. They're like, okay. She's like, okay, I'm sending you a friend request now. Because if you walk away and they forget you, you'll lose them. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I'm going to say. Bye.
That's so good.
If you add or hand them your business card, expecting them to add you later, there's a really good chance the card gets lost or they won't follow through with that. And like my mom said, they know their profile picture. They can find themselves, especially if you get a name like Rachel Smith or something like that. You're probably not going to find them. So that's why I do that on the spot where they can add themselves. I talk to people on the telephone all the time. How do you approach it? Is it people that you know, Kim, on the telephone? If it's people you know, you can offer them the opportunity, or just even talk to them about what you're doing. Oh, people you don't know. Okay, strangers. Okay. Then I would definitely try and make a relationship with them first. I would never really just offer the opportunity to someone you don't have a relationship with first, especially over the phone, because it would be kind of awkward. I don't think they would really understand what you're doing. I don't. If you have anything else, Kim, chime in. All right, we're gonna go on to Narelle's question. She had wrote about what kind of party scripts and formats we're using. If you should do games in your parties or no games. A lot of people ask usually whenever they ask these kind of questions too, if you do groups or events, which I know Cheryl and I are different on that. If you do giveaways, how many lives you should do during the party. And I think that's about it. But anyway, so right now, for the most part, I think most of us who are doing any kind of lash bashes or events online, we're focusing on lashes, the kudos, and the specials. Right now, you would be missing out if you're just focusing on lashes, because there are amazing kudos and specials that people will want to take advantage of. So you want to kind of combine those together. And big things for, personally, I'll talk and then I'll let Cheryl talk and say kind of what she likes to do. Big things for these parties, I would focus on posting one picture at a time, because people, it's quick, it's easy, people can look and they don't get a paragraph of information, they don't get too many pictures. Use your face, show the products off on people that you know, or use a customer's face, because people like to see you using the products. You can post pictures of other people all day long, but they want to see your face using the products too. And like I said, no lengthy, super long paragraphs about the products. I know we get super excited because we love the products we use, right? But post things that are small, like, wow, look at my lashes, because that's going to cause people to ask questions. They're going to say, what are you using on your lashes? Oh my gosh, I love those. What are those? And people get intrigued, and then they will be more likely probably to purchase. If you post a huge paragraph, if we're selling to moms or people on the go, they don't have time. If they're looking at their phone, if they're in that group or that event, and they're in a checkout line or something somewhere, they don't have time to read a full paragraph. People pull up these events when they're on the go most of the time. So think about that and make it quick. People want, give them something quick to look at while they scroll through their newsfeed. And Narelle had asked about games. I'm okay with playing games or doing things like that. I think it helps keep the algorithms up. You do want to be careful about posting certain games where a lot of comments start popping in, because a lot of times Facebook will start putting people in jail or blocking out their comments if it's like there's that long lashes game or whatever. If you post that and people are commenting long, all through, a lot of the time it will tell them they can't comment anymore, things like that. So I don't know. We have all different kinds of games. If you need any suggestions, we have the presenters groups that have some games and things like that. I do think they're good for interaction. They're also a good way to get to know some of the people in the group. So if you play a game that somehow they're posting their favorite products or things like that, then you can also message them and suggest to them, like, oh, I saw that you commented that you liked this product. Did you know it's in our special bundle or whatever? So games do help with the algorithms. If you do any giveaways, I definitely suggest small giveaways. Whenever I first joined, I liked to give away like huge, amazing things because I thought, oh my gosh, if I give away all this awesome stuff, people are really going to want to buy products from me. But that's wrong. If you give away a lot of stuff, people don't need to buy it, right? So it's nice. We have the option now. I really like doing this. In your back office, underneath, if you click my office and then supplies, you can actually go into and purchase for $2.50. You get a sample. You can, I think maybe we just have the detoxify mask on that. For right now, they don't have the others. But the detoxifying mask, you can get that sample and you actually can ship it right to somebody. So if you played a game and you offered a giveaway, you can offer a detoxifying mask sample to somebody as a prize, and it costs you $2.50. They get the sample and they also get a little Blitz card in there. So it's pretty nice, and it's not giving away a full-size product or anything like that. And if they try it, you never know, they might want decide to buy it. And definitely ask them for pictures so you can use those. If you go live during the party, usually I like to plan at least one live night during my party, sometimes two. That seems to be what works for me. I also like to post other short little videos. I like Brandy whenever she's invited me to some of her parties recently, and don't make that face, right? She uses short little like Snapchat videos, like with the funny faces, and it catches people's attention. I love those. They're so like random, but they're so catching. If somebody's scrolling through their newsfeed, they're probably gonna stop and watch her eyelashes bat 10,000 times. So you have an Android. I think you can still download Snapchat on Android and make videos. We also have Viva Video, which is really great for short little videos. So you can post those as well. And the other thing I had to say about this is every party is going to be different. So you're just going to kind of have to roll with it and see what works, because not the same thing is going to work in every single party, and you might have to just adjust accordingly. And remember that your party hostess is going to play a big role in your party success. So you definitely want to help your party hostess out. Encourage them to post, encourage them to tag their friends, encourage them to like your posts that you're making, things like that. So I'll let Cheryl talk for a minute. I'm gonna have to run my phone to the charger.
Okay. So I know Becca does groups. I do strictly events. I don't ever do groups. And that's all a preference, and it's what's going to work for you. Events work for me, groups don't. Every time I've done a group, it's ended up really bad. So I don't do groups anymore. I do events. And I am doing last lashes, but I'm adding in. So every day I talk about Epic, I talk about the serum, and I talk about the kudos or whatever other specials we have going on. Right now it's the kudos and the hottie and the highlighters. And I totally forgot the highlighters the other night. I went live at the beach house and talked about everything except the highlighters. Completely forgot about them. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the highlighters an awful lot. And games, no games, that's so iffy because every Black status that I've been training from, it's like back and forth, whether or not people believe in games or not. So I do games if I'm getting even a little bit of interaction, then I feel okay doing games. But if I'm not getting any interaction, then I don't want to do a game for people, because honestly then it just looks even worse. Like it just looks sad whenever you do a game and nobody even comments on the game. So I had stopped doing games completely for a while because I was like, man, I'm not getting any interaction on them. So now what I do is I judge based on the party whether or not I'm going to do a game or not. Giveaways, the same thing. I like to do like the samples, or if I have like a super good party and we're already qualified when I'm doing a game and a giveaway, then I might give away a product, like an extra product that I happen to have in my trunk. But I don't give away full-size products unless the party's already qualified. And lives, I try to do about the same thing, 1 or 2 lives. Sometimes I screw that up, but I have a kid, not asleep. Um, so I try really hard to get live, but that doesn't happen as much as I would like to in my parties. But I do share my lives into all my parties. Every time I have a party going on, if I talk about something, I share it in there. And if we want to move on to Adrian's question, since it's about lives, various topics.
Yes. And I had one other thing to add to that. Whenever you said that about people interacting in the parties, something that I thought was maybe a good idea. It would be something I'd have to try because it's not an idea I've ever tried. It kind of just popped in my head. But if you have a party going on already and you are planning on playing a game, your VIP people usually really like to play games and win, and they like the specials and the sales. So you could always post your party link and say, hey, VIPs, I'm doing a game over here. And your VIPs could actually join this group or event, right? And they could participate in your game. So you would have the interaction. And while they're there, they might look around and see a special or something else, or get reminded about a product that they need or might want. Now, if they order, their order might go under that party, but you're still going to make the commission from it, right? So just an idea that just popped in my head. Yeah, let's move to Adrian's question, I think. And I'm going to have to, my video's probably going to go away. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'm going to open up something really fast because while I was doing all of the screenshots earlier of tips that I had once posted on now I'm not working. Let's see. Of tips that I posted on the Glam Girls page, I found ideas for live videos, which was Adrian's question. So one second. Okay, so here is a list, and you guys, you might want to write this down, or I can even post it in the Glam Girls later. But here are some ideas that I had posted before on our page for ideas for live videos. So hair tutorials or product tutorials. Cheryl does those all the time whenever she gets new products and things like that. And she's always making me nervous testing out new hair products. Eyeshadow tutorial, lip tutorial, new makeup techniques like baking or your favorite meal to cook, breakfast shakes. People like to watch people making food because we all love food. Favorite things like your favorite household products, things like cleaning hacks. And I know Shalane, Derek's wife, posted a video that went like super viral about how she folded her kids' clothes together. Share a story about anything, your hobbies, cleaning your brushes video, a video about your kids, clothing and accessories, mail call, open packages that you receive in the mail, holiday hacks, or videos posted like when you're out and about. So showing what you're doing for the day or whatever. I just ran across that post today. I'm like, well, there's Adrian's question answered. Anyway, I don't know if anyone has any other ideas for videos, live videos, but those might be helpful. So I thought I would share.
Definitely, you don't have to go live about makeup all the time or skincare.
Yeah.
Throw in other lives because that people will watch them, and people will watch to see what it is that you're talking about if they know that you're not always talking about makeup. So you'll get other people to watch that wouldn't normally watch you.
Yeah, that's really true. And they want to see that you're not just all makeup, that you do have a life outside of Unique, but that you can still incorporate Unique into your life, right?
That's why I kind of try to do
anyway,
like a catchy title to kind of draw people in,
yes,
and then talk to them while I'm doing my makeup.
That's what I was going to say. Brandy is really good at coming up with something catchy to put as the title of her video. And I'm always like I remember one that was like, what's your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? And I was like, seriously, we're talking about Pop-Tarts? Like, what is going on? But I sure did click into that and watch the whole thing and talk to her about Pop-Tarts and every other thing that she talked about the rest of that video. But it got me, right? Because, and that was when we first met. That was pretty soon after we first met, the Pop-Tart one, and I still remember it. And it's been how long? Like, she will draw you in with that. I
Yeah.
almost bought a unicorn horn today, by the way, Brandy. The purple.
I'm actually thinking about taking the furry ears and taking my purple unicorn horn and like fashioning it
Putting them
together.
That's too funny. Yeah, anything that's going to catch people's attention, go for it because it will help. And like I said, people will watch your videos for that, and then they're going to be seeing your other posts because when they get on those videos, then Facebook automatically realizes that they are interested in what you are saying, what you're doing, what you're posting, and so your other posts will come across their newsfeed as well. So, and another thing, which was also in one of the tips that I posted on the Glam Girls that I came across today, was after you do a live video, go through, see who watched it, because you can watch who has viewed it. And like if it's people like your mom, your dad, people that you interact with, you don't have to with them. But for the people that you don't interact with on a daily basis, message them. Send them a really quick message and just be like, hey, thanks for hopping on my video. It was great, chatting with you or whatever. That little short message can start a conversation and you never know what it's going to lead to. And people like that you notice them, that you notice that they took the time to jump on your video. Even if they were on for 2 seconds, they like that you took the time to notice them.
Our call is about to disconnect any second.
Can I do a
Oh
quick-
gosh. Okay.
Heather's
jump in.
$4. Heather's $4 from Fast Start.
Woohoo! Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Go Heather. All right, guys. We'll post the recording. If you have any other questions, post them on the Glam Girls.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks for hopping
Bye.
on, guys. See you.
Have a good evening.
Bye.